Hello, everyone. Welcome back to episode 8 of our Coordinator Climb series here on Football Coach College Dynasty, where last we left off, we zipped through the offseason at the speed of lightning. The transfer portal was the most anticlimactic, boring thing in the history of college sport. And we started the season 4-0 with wins against West Virginia, Delaware, Sam Houston State, and recently UTEP. Now, for those who missed last episode, really quick housekeeping note. I have decided that I am going to let the AI handle the entirety of recruiting. Now, for those who don't know, in coordinator mode, when you start as a coordinator, the only thing I can do in recruiting is click this change priority order button and move players up and down as I wish. However, for the past 3 seasons of doing this save, it's not been great. My teams have had the worst recruiting classes in the country. Just last year, we only signed, I believe it was 5 high school recruits by the time the transfer portal kicked around. So, for all intents and purposes, I am not touching this button. If the AI wants to offer, a better pitch to a 69 overall BQB compared to a 61 A minus QB, so be it. I'm not going to stop him. I realized I was talking about the wrong guy there. Where's me boy? There he is, 66A potential. If the AI wants to give a better pitch, so be it. I am not touching this because I need to know if auto recruit is broken or if me messing with this priority order somehow messes with something in the background code that makes it so that the AI just doesn't recruit effectively and we don't get players. So I am essentially hands off of recruiting this season, kind of as a test theory to see how that will work. Really quick, in terms of where we're at in the save, we're currently in our 3rd year at Louisiana Tech. First year we went 10-3, lost a bowl game. I'd still call that a successful season. Last year, though, great. We went 13-1, won Conference USA, and then we won our bowl game against Utah State to close the year. However, we have failed to meet our head coach's expectation 2 years in a row because he has wanted us to average, and I kid you not, 450 yards of offense in conference games. Need I say more? This year, he gracefully lowered it to 310, a number we should hit pretty easily. The goal from our athletic director is win at least 8 games and beat Sam Houston State. We've obviously already beat Sam Houston State, which gets us a nice $3.75 million check. And we're also clearly in the running for 8 games. We do have some injury news. Damon Overton, who was my backup QB for the first 2 years I was here, does have a minor injury that will cause him to miss 3 games. However, he's still going to be our QB. Aiden Lemus is nowhere near ready. I think that is an objectively true statement. What I may very well do is play Overton against BYU, and then depending on how he does, maybe I give Lemus the start against, say, Kennesaw State or Missouri State. So, first things first, we are taking on BYU for our second out-of-conference game this season. They've had an okay save so far. They've gone 7-6 every year. Not done very well in conference play, though. They do have 2 bowl wins under their belt. They had a top 10 offense in terms of talent last year and couldn't really do anything with it, which I imagine is why a lot of those guys probably transferred and their talent got so much worse. So far, they beat Air Force and out of conference, they needed 2 overtimes to beat Baylor, and they just got thumped by both TCU and Kansas. So I view this as a very winnable game, even with Overton's injury. We are favored in this game by 3. However, we're also at home, so if this were a neutral, it might as well be a pick'em game. The AI has scheduled 5 players to visit today, including a 4-star JUCO wide receiver that I guess Ohio State would also like to come down. So we'll see how that goes. This is the first time these two teams have met. So without further ado, we win the toss, elect to defer. So our defense is getting us started in this game. And a third down sack means BYU will punt. And here we stand. So with Overton's injury, I think look for us to get a little bit more involved in the run game, as it were, though the fact that Atkins got the ball and lost a yard is pretty funny. No dice there. 3 and out for us, and they have really good field position. They went for it on foot. First of all, I like that the AI has been more aggressive since the game is officially launched. I've been saying that, and I'm going to keep saying that. It was one of the most underrated changes that the developer made to the game. However, doing an RPO slant on 4th and 5, maybe not the move, as Oscar Green gets us a nice little first down. The sack is less fun, I will admit. Atkins gets us 0 yards, and there we go. We punt once again. Not looking great for our offense so far, it must be said. Yeah, that's what I. Wait a minute, wait. We did a wide receiver mid screen. They blitzed the safety. This guy's coming in. All these 2 wide receivers had to do was block this corner and make sure this linebacker doesn't crash in, and we would have housed it. Unbelievable. All right, we convert to 3rd and 6. Thank you, Simon Houston. That'll play. I'm so annoyed that wide receiver screen didn't work. Let's try it again. All right, that time it gets us 2 yards. We're cursed, people. And Winston goes backwards on a 3rd and 2. We'll kick the field goal. Damian Betts makes it. They did 4 verts on 3rd down. Ooh, they're going for it again, and they don't get it that time either. Man alive, that was a questionable play call by me there. There we go. Oscar Green gets us the first. And then 3 straight incompletions means the ball shall be punted once again. I'm going to click up tempo here. Let's try to get some short pass game going. Mix in a little sweep. There we go. 3rd and 1. Very good. RPO didn't really work. What else is new? All right, I will turn on normal tempo now. I lied. We're going 2 clock. Man, we just can't do anything here. All right. We're going to kick a field goal to go up by 6. BYU does have time to drive down the field slowly but surely. Never mind. They get sacked and then just run it out. Okay. So overall, it must be said, this is the worst offensive game we've had so far. We're averaging 3.6 yards a pass, 3.4 yards a rush. Not great thus far. Overton's incomplete. Let's hit him with just the full jet sweep. 0 yards. Yeah, let's go for it. Why not? Roll the dice. Let's spark some offense. We do not get it. Winston is stopped. And BYU gets a field goal. All right. Probably a bad call, especially being, at our own 34, but good Lord. 3rd and 14, and Overton is picked. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to put Lemus in. And we're going to see what the redshirt sophomore can do. We're going to see If Lemus is the answer at QB next season, which, let's be frank, the answer to that question is more than likely a no, but like Overton, clearly the injury is just not. It's killing him right now. So we need to do a little bit better here. As the game is tied. Good Lord. There we go. Winston gets me 2 yards. Thanks, buddy. Lemus has been sacked. There we go. Carlos Nelson, 12 yards. Giovanni gets me 15. We're at the 4. And Giovanni runs it in. I am going to go for 2 with slants. We get it. My argument there going for 2 is my defense has been good enough to keep him out of the end zone. So I would rather take the risk of only being up by 6 versus the immense benefit of going up by 8 here as BYU punts. I am once again asking to get the run game going here. There we go. First down. We're at midfield. The play action works because Aiden Lemus is just running all over the place. Which, hey, if it works, it works. That didn't work. 4th one from 35. I mean, I'm going to go for it. There we go. Winston gets his 2. We get that. Now we can burn their timeouts here. 3rd and 13. I'm going to chuck it, let it fly. And Lemus is picked. They have 53 seconds, no timeouts. 4th and 6. They don't get it. That is your ball game. I'll run a quick slant for the lulz. Gets 2 yards. Fair enough. All right. Well, good news is we beat BYU. Bad news is, good Lord, our offense was depressing. 3 and out, 4 plays punt, decent drive gets us a field goal. 6 plays punt, decent drive gets a field goal. 4 plays punt, 3 plays pick, 5 punt, best drive yet, 11 plays, 47 yards, touchdown. Unfortunate interception by Lemus there in the end zone. And then that's your ball game. I mean, neither QB really impressed. I mean, Lemus only threw it 7 times, so that is what it is. He did have a couple runs there, which were pretty good. But my God, Winston, 14 carries, 26 yards. What is the point of you on this football team? My God. But hey, a win is a win is a win. And it will go in the win column all the same. We shall advance to week 6. And I think Lemus is going to get the start against Kennesaw State. Yeah, our defense held them to only 48 passing yards. Yeah, I think I would rather Lemus face Kennesaw State, who's 1-4 in a conference game, versus, even though Missouri State, not a great football team, it's also a division game. So we need to make sure we don't slip up there. In terms of the recruiting visits, we got 330 points for everyone, 430 for Estevan McLean, who's more of a speedy wide receiver. That is kind of the benefit of being a coordinator is, since I don't have to worry about recruiting, just getting through the games, the weeks, the seasons goes by much quicker from like a, streaming perspective. It must also be said, our defense is holding opponents to 4 points a game. Just throwing that out there. All right, here's Kennesaw State. We're favored by 16 points. Let me make sure. Yep, Lemus is the starter still. We have 6 recruits visiting. Couple of defenders. Running back Bradley Brewer, who doesn't look particularly all that inspiring, but a decent-looking tight end in Skylar Barnes. So far in the sim, I beat Kennesaw State in year 1, 34-7. Let us skip. Kennesaw State elects to defer. Fair enough. We're just going to open with a classic inside zone. 0 yards. Fair enough. Slot outs. Sacked. Fair enough. Sacked again. Well, negative 8 yards of offense for us thus far. Very good. Defense gets a stop. Thank you much. Let's try going forward. Let's try that concept as Lemus scrambles for a first down. We're back in business, and ain't it grand? Simon Houston getting involved. Very good. Oscar Green getting catches. Theodore Schwartz is getting in there. Jeffrey Winston just got me 7 yards. Is it my birthday? Let's get him with hitches. Third and goal at the 2. I'm not going to QB sneak with Lemus. We're just going to run it. Ugh. There we go. There we go. Winston runs it in on 4th down. We have the lead. And a strip sack immediately followed by Lemus himself getting sacked, which is rough. 2 straight incompletions. But Damian Betts makes the 46-yard field goal. Thank you much. 10-0. The jet sweep works. Lemus scrambles again. He's just trying to get his rush yards, to look respectable. Keeps getting sacked. There we go. Carlos Nelson. Moving Carlos Nelson from tight end to wide receiver may have saved our offense this season as Winston runs it in once again. 17-0 over Kennesaw State. They punt once again. Skylar Atkins, 32-yard rush. Is that his longest rush this season? I think so. But don't worry about it as Theodore Schwartz, 9-yard touchdown pass. He's looking good so far, folks, as a redshirt freshman. He's a guy who I had to play as a true freshman for a few games when my receiving core was just the walking wounded. There we go. Carlos Nelson again. 3rd and 5. Incomplete. I am going to turn on shoe clock and just punt it here. Because, if I go for it and I don't get it, Kennesaw State has to go, 25, 30 yards for a long field goal? I just take it into half. And 3 and out. Our defense is actually spectacular. If our defensive coordinator doesn't get poached after this season, then the game is rigged. Lemus is sacked again. Quit sacking my quarterback. The poor man, he's been sacked 4 times already. Our defense has not gotten to their QB once. There we go. Winston, 16 yards. I don't know why I called strong flood there. Oscar Green dropped it, which is rough. Oh, and Betts misses the 36-yarder. But again, Kennesaw State punts. Oh, boy. All right, let's get to running the ball. Winston goes backwards. And the earth continues spinning. Another punt for Kennesaw State. For those keeping track at home, they currently only have 48 yards of offense. So if we can have a really, really, really long drive here, that'd be great. Giovanni goes backwards, but a nice play action to Isaiah Crawford. Here we go. You don't see his name called often. Hitches doesn't work. We punt. Man alive. Oh, wait. Oh, the backups are in. Shoot. Actually, yeah, let me flip this then. I should have noticed that because we're up by 24. I want, I want Lemus to stay in just because I don't want Overton to get hurt. There we go. 27-yard pass to Roman Tatum. And then just the run game dies. There we go. Sacked for a safety. That'll play. All right, cool. They're not calling timeouts, so we'll just do a few little runs here. All right, well, we beat Kennesaw State 26-0. Our defense held Kennesaw State to under 100 yards of offense. They only had 93. Very well done. Lemus did pretty good. I mean, 19 for 28, 193 yards, about 7 yards a pass, 1 touchdown. He also did a lot of running, too. He got 30 yards rushing if you eliminate the sacks. Pretty happy with that. Good day for Schwartz. Absolutely nothing for Marcus Miller on offense, which is very concerning. But hey, we got the win. Yep. Louisiana Tech record for opposing points and yardage. Very good. All right, visits. Looks like we only got 260 for most of them, but 360 for a couple, including the tight end, who looks pretty solid. I think, in all honesty, I'm going to keep Lemus as the starter. Overton can just kind of chillax on the bench there. I mean, we're 6-0. We're doing very good work. Yeah, the third down conversions might be a little tricky, but we'll try. We have Missouri State 1-4. They beat UTEP and they have gotten eviscerated by everyone else. Took FIU to 2 overtimes though. They're one of the best teams in Conference USA usually, so good for them. I anticipate this game will be over very quickly. We have 9 recruits visiting, including Nicholas Childs, who we have a chance to pole vault ULM on and earn his signature. I am just looking at this a little annoyed that the AI did not have any wide receivers or tight ends visiting because we won't get the complimentary offensive player visit for this now, which is silly, but so be it. All right, we're going to start with the football, and as we always do, inside handoff, wide corner, smash. Damn it all, he got sacked. There we go. 14-yard run by Skyler. That'll play. Carlos Nelson. Carlos Nelson being the guy on jet sweeps is hilarious when you consider he is 6'1", 248 pounds. He misses sacked again, but Marcus Miller gets us the first. And we're at the 1. Lemus walks on in. Up 7-0. Defense gets a 3 and out. Thank you, thank you. That'll play. Incomplete on third down. Will not play. And a pick by Matthew Carlos. And we're already in the red zone, folks. You love to see that. See if we can get him. We did not. Lemus had to scramble for 1 single yard. But we get him on the play action. Oscar Green. Ladies and gentlemen, the true freshman with the touchdown. Very good. We're up 14-0, and they punt. Lemus is strip sacked. Missouri State gets the ball, and they miss the field goal. Very good. And Skylar Atkins fumbles now. Man. We cannot buy ball security to save our life. And now we're just getting a first down every play. Why did I jinx this? As Winston goes backwards. There we go. 10-yard completion to Oscar Green on 4th down. And Carlos Nelson touchdown over the middle. Thank you. Thank you there. Ooh, we get the ball back with okay field position. I would like more points. Let's see if we can get him with a play action screen. We did not. Oh, and then Lemus got sacked. Still made the field goal, though. I'll take it. All right. 3 and out. God, our defense is... actually insane. Yeah, free. And Lemus is sacked again. This poor man, he's been sacked 5 times already. Second half barely started. And Missouri State gets on the board with a touchdown, so this game isn't over yet. I would nice if we get a nice little long drive here that ends in a touchdown. I think that'll probably do it. Especially with how our defense has been overall. 3rd and 9. Good job, Carlos. Off the curl route. 248-pound wide receiver on a curl route. I've seen everything, folks. Pass is dropped by Oscar Green. Well, he is a freshman. Good Lord, Jeff. You know what? No. No. I have seen this man fail on 3rd down too many times now. Like, get him out of here. We are 4 of 9 on 3rd down because of this clown. There we go. Slants works. We're at the 2. We're at the 1. And Winston walks it in. And that's about the drive we want. Touchdown drive lasted 9.5 minutes. Defense didn't engage it on 3rd and 4. I like it. But to be fair, I can't really question anything the defensive coordinator is doing right now because it's all, it's lights out. Ugh, we punched. Make it feel. I mean, credit to Missouri State. They've scored more points against us I think anyone else has this season. So good on them. Let's see if we can get them with a little run here. We do. The backups are in by the bye. Edgar Cooley, you are killing me. Oh, yeah, right. The backups are in. Yoink. 3rd and 13. Send it, Lemus. You know what? He did. It didn't work, but he sent it. There we go. Oh, boy. They went for it on 4th and 13, and they got it. They get the 3rd and 12, and then a pick tender. I mean, credit to Missouri State. They kept fighting. They did not lay down, but we get the win 31-13. Lemus again, 21 of 29, 190 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had another touchdown on the ground. Just saying. I mean, he's making a pretty good case that he could be Louisiana Tech starter next season. I'm obviously going to go back to Overton now that Damon is fully healthy again. But, I mean, Lemus did pretty good there. Not too shabby. And I was correct. That is the most points Missouri State has, or our defense has allowed. All right, recruiting visits on the big QB. We got 560, but the AI only did target player because whatever. And so we're still behind on ULM on Mr. Childs. 535 for this guy. Very good, but Missouri State still has a visit, so that's what that is. All right, let's advance through our bye now. 30 minutes. We did what? 3 games. So 9. Yeah, we'll finish the season, I think, easily here. I really want that 3rd down convertage number, man. Wide receiver earn all conference. I don't think we're gonna have one. Marcus Miller doesn't have the yards or the touchdowns. Yeah, like Carlos also has 2 touchdowns. Everybody else has 1 or 0. No one really has the yardage. Yeah, Marcus Miller only having 14 receptions is insane. Like against BYU and Kennesaw State, he never caught the ball. And he's our number 1 wide receiver without question. All right, we're facing New Mexico State this week. Our former team, obviously, they're 4-4 this season. They're on a hot streak. Won 3 in a row. They only lost to Michigan State by 6. Okay. This could be a fun one here. We're favored by 11 points at home. 4 recruits visiting. We're competing with Texas A&M for this running back signature. That'll be fun. Skip coin toss. Louisiana Tech elects to defer. And New Mexico State is driving. They convert on 4th and 2. And they get in the end zone on 3rd down. So not the best decision ever to defer there. See what we can do as Overton scrambles for 13-yard gain and then a 1-yard gain. We're doing great. Oh my God. All right, we convert the 4th and 3. Part of the reason our 3rd down conversion is just so bad is our running backs just aren't very good. Yeah, we don't convert it there or there as Oscar Green drops the slant. And don't look now, folks. New Mexico State is up 10-0. And Overton is picked. Well, the vibes have turned rancid here. 42-yard rush by Skylar Atkins might be the thing that turns it on, and then he goes 0 yards. This guy kills me. Carlos Nelson, thank you. 3 straight incompletions means we have to settle for a field goal. We are 1 of 5 on 3rd down thus far for those keeping track at home. And 3 straight incompletions. Overton is currently 3 of 14 for 22 yards. Is that good? Sacked and picked. Get him out. Yeah, just leash. Get him out. I've seen enough. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm definitely turning shoe clock on. We had the ball on 8. And Akins fumbles at the 1. Wow. You know what? I lied. I'm going to give Overton, just because he has the arm strength here. Overton has this 2-minute drill to impress me. There we go. 15-yard completion. Ooh, deep passes are nerfed. Hold, please. Middle slant. There we go. RPO works. We're down to 1:24, only 1 timeout left. 3rd and 4. I mean, smash corners. There we go. 2nd and 7. We're at the 21. Slants did not work there. We're out of timeouts also. 1st and goal at the 4. I'm going to run it once. It doesn't work. Pass it. We don't get it. Why wouldn't you throw it away? Overton scrambles, and that's the end of the half. All right. Well, we come out of that with nothing. I'm going to keep Overton in the game as he is sacked. I lied. Wow. All right. We're giving the ball to Lemus. 4th and 1. I mean, I have to go for it. Akins doesn't get it. I think what we're discovering as New Mexico State misses the field goal is how I like to run my offense is lots of burning the clock, slow, methodical drives. I'm not going for huge, big plays. Though it'd be nice if I could get one every once in a while. 9-yard completion there is. I need like a competent run game. And the simple fact of the matter here is this is the worst running back room I genuinely think I have ever had in a save in Football Coach College Dynasty. And that's including like the ones I've done offline. Like we're so bad at running the ball. Oh my God. Field goal here. We're down by 11. It doesn't really help us. I think we have to go for it. I'm going to do hitches again, even though it didn't work before. Doesn't work that time either. Incomplete. There we go. Interception. And then I clicked sim play too quickly, so the AI did 4 verts, and Marcus Miller fumbled. Fair enough. There are some games where you know that it's not going to go your way. And I think we're there. Yeah. Lemus is sacked. Our O-line is also terrible. Like, I can't stress enough, this is my offensive line. And this is another reason why, like, the auto recruiting fundamentally seems broken. And that's why I'm not touching recruiting this year to see if that maybe magically fixes it. But, I mean, it's just an object fact. Like, how recruiting has worked the last couple seasons of the save has not worked in the slightest. 4th and 5, we do convert. I'm going to try to get him with the slants again. Works that time. We get 12 yards. Lemus is fighting for his life out there. 3rd and 3, I'm going to run it once. We get it. And Lemus is picked. That's your ball game. We got the ball quick, but even with that, yeah, Lemus is sacked. Just terrible. Terrible running back play. Our offensive line just isn't there. And Lemus throws a pick 6. Well, that is that, folks. We lose 24-3. Aiden Lemus, 14-31, 96 yards, 3 picks. Damon Overton, 9-25, 70 yards, 2 picks. Need I say more? Aikens had 14 carries for 69 yards, but I believe one of those yards, I think, was like a 42-yard run of some such. I could be mixing up my games there, but yeah, I mean, that was just... Our undefeated season comes to an end against our old team, New Mexico State. Horrendous. Like, offensive line was horrendous. Running game was horrendous. Pass game, we threw 5 interceptions between our 2 QBs. Like, what are you doing here? Carlos Nelson is hurt. Bruno Nichols is also hurt, but I'm going to be honest, I can't really spare to drop either of those guys. Nelson, I mean, yeah, his catching is still better than Green. His route running is a lot worse, but, I mean, I need him out there. O-line, I'm going to be honest, Bruno. You're staying out there. I'm probably going to drop you to, like, 4th. Like, this is my offensive line room. This is, like, the main thing that I think frustrates me about being a coordinator is, like, I know if I had control of recruiting, this would look so much better. But the fact of the matter is, I just don't. We barely get any points for those players in that loss. Skylar Barnes does join us, so we will have a nice catching tight end who will likely play as a true freshman. So that is good. Okay, so I think that's a game we're just going to, erase from the mind, do the classic Men in Black memory wiper and go from there. We're now down to 40% 3rd down conversion. By the by, we're favored against FIU by 9 points here at home. Oh, good. We're still going after the 4-star, even though we're 2,200 points behind. Never change, AI. Never change. All right, Louisiana Tech elects to receive. If we can start this off with a score, I'll be a happy man. Damon Overton is going to get the ball. Lemus did not do much better against New Mexico State, so we're going to give the rock to Overton, who is the better passer on paper. As I finish The sentence, as the words of English leave my mouth, he throws an interception that's returned nearly 40 yards. Oh, man. There we go. We converted a third down, everyone. Stop the presses. Third and one, we're running it just right up the gut. Get it. Thank you, Giovanni. And that is the other benefit of having Damon over there is he has a cannon, whereas Aiden just doesn't. Atkins runs it in for a touchdown. We're on the board and a 60-yard pass for FIU gets them the touchdown a few plays later. Very good. Very good for them. Third and one, we're just going to run it. Sweet. I mean, I'm going for it, but I'm not going to run it. Like, we can't do we complete. Good Lord. What's Winston today? 5 carries, 16 yards. On the season, he's averaging 3.6 a carry. It honestly doesn't seem that good. I mean, I can't put Giovanni above him. Giovanni's the least athletic running back in the world. Oh boy. Well, it's tied 7-all as Damon is sacked within an inch of his life, and Jeffrey Winston loses 3 yards. There we go. Interception by the defense. Don't know why the AI doesn't go up tempo here, but I'm not going to question it. Now they do. Thank you. There we go. I like the idea of a screen. I don't want to do that screen. Incomplete. I should have just gone with the AI screen, huh? There we go. We get the conversion on third down, and Overton is picked again. FIU makes the field goal as time expires. We're down, and FIU starts on offense. Why in the name of God? You know, I'm not going to question it. I've already said I can't question my defensive coordinator on anything. Like, even if the defense were to have a monumental collapse in the second half of the season, they've still done so well in the first half. Good God, I'm punting. It's too close to on that. Why would you? There we go. Defense gets a nice fumble. We have the ball back. See, that's why I don't question my defensive coordinator. That's why I can't do it. There we go. We convert. Let's try hitches once. It works. Connor Flynn gets the touchdown. Extra point is good. We have the lead as the fourth quarter commences. Defense gets us a stop. Okay, this is the biggest drive of the game. If I can eat like 8 minutes and get a touchdown, there's your ball game. Good run there from Skyler. We convert Jeffrey Winston 13-yard rush. And now we stall. All right, well, Overton threw another interception, and I'm going to be frank here. If he can't drive down the field and get us that touchdown, like, I'm benching him the rest of the year. And I mean that completely sincerely. Skyler gets us 9. Let's just try to run it on second down. Good call. 2 straight incompletions. That tracks. We get it on third down, though. Thank you, Marcus Miller. There we go. 19-yard run for Akins. Okay, now I'm going to slam Chew Clock on because we're at the 14. I mean, I'm going to keep running it. That's what's working. Goal line run right up the middle. Gets it. Obviously, we're going for 2. We do not get it. Incomplete. All right, here we go. FIU has 1 timeout left, a minute 30. They convert the third down. They're at the 34 and a pick. by the defensive lineman, Ryder Nichols seals this ball game. We're just going to kneel. Who cares about the third down loss or whatever? Holy heck, we beat FIU 20-19. Skylar Atkins gets the game ball, I think, especially just for that last drive. He had 9-yard run, 3-yard run, 19-yard run to get us near the red zone. Winston with 10er, Giovanni with a 13-yard run, and then Overton runs it in for the touchdown. But I mean, I said Overton had that drive, and all Overton did was throw back-to-back incompletions and then a 20-yard pass to Marcus Miller. I think the issue is simply that, Overton on paper is just objectively better than Lemus. But right now, I kind of want to give Lemus the job to see if, he can be someone we can count on next year, the year going forward. We'll see as Brock Murray is now injured. Well, that's our best O lineman, who now has a pass block of 62. Whee! Yeah, I mean, Aiden. Aiden's going to start. I think I'm going to give Aiden the Old Dominion game. I'm going to give him Middle Tennessee. And then, however things are looking with Western Kentucky, we'll see. Western Kentucky right now, they're 7-2, but they're also 6-1 in conference. They have Kansas today. They have Missouri State and then Louisiana Tech. So, once again, just like last season, the final play or the final game will determine who makes the conference championship game. But now we have Old Dominion. And if we don't beat Old Dominion, then shut down the program. Old Dominion are 2-7. They've beat ULM and Louisiana, lost to everyone else in the Sun Belt. I'm giving the ball to Aiden Lemus, and we're going to see what happens. We have 10 recruits visiting, including a couple 4-stars, one of which, John Abbott, we are still ahead on. If we get a good result here, we could get a 4-star running back in the building, which would be pretty neat, I think. We're also losing, I think, $3 million by playing this game. So it would be very us to lose it. There is part of me that thinks that would be very funny. Then there's the other part of me that's like, if I lose to Old Dominion, I will just simply retire. There we go. We convert to 3rd and 1. We're so back. And Lemus is sacked twice in a row. Fair enough. Oh, boy. Like, I'm not being hyperbolic when I say that for our offensive line next year, we need like 6 new starters. Like, Bruner Nichols is the only one that I'd want to throw back out there. Everybody else just doesn't have good potential, so they're not going to develop great. Brock Murray obviously is a senior, so he's gone. Like, I need a whole new O-line room as Winston fails there. Let's try slants. It works. Thank you, Marcus Miller. There we go. Giovanni gets us the 1st down. Hitches fails. We'll take the field goal. But yeah, I think we need a whole new O-line room. I need a new... Skylar's a senior, right? Yeah, Skylar's a senior, so I'll need a new star running back. We'll see how it plays. There we go. We convert to 3rd and 5. Very nice. I'm not going to mess around. I'm doing goal line at the 35. That's when I've been burned too much by not converting a 3rd and 1. Oscar Green, 17 yards. Very nice. 2 straight incompletions, though. We're only up by 6. Old Dominion has one big play and gets an extra point, and they have the lead here. There we go. We get 3rd and 4. We don't get the 3rd and 7. Let's punt. There we go. We had the ball back. Solid field position. Nice scramble there from Lemus. 19-yard gain. Let's try to run it just once. Oh my God, Skyler. That's what I get. Yeah, we missed the field goal. That's what I get for running it. And they missed the field goal to end the half also. Good Lord. It's genuinely so impressive. Our defensive coordinator probably wants to stab. Hopefully not me. Yep, 32-yard pass. There we go. But they don't get the touchdown. So we still have the lead. Skyler goes backwards. That tracks. Lemus is sacked, and then an incompletion. Yep. And there we go. Old Dominion takes the lead, 10-6. Good run there. What's crazy is we're still winning football games. Incomplete on 3rd and 5. Yep, let's go for it. We don't get it. Defense gets the stop anyway. Thank you, defense. Play action there on our own 5-yard line. Tremendously bold call. Had to be done. Skyler gets us the 1st down. Very good, sir. Deep passes are nerfed. Like they've been working all that well anyway. Let's be honest with ourselves here. 3rd and 1. We get it. Thank you, Winston. 3rd and 2. We get it. Giovanni, 20-yard rush. Good for him. At the 10. I mean, we have to go for a touchdown, without question. 3rd and goal to 3. I am going to pass. And we get it. And Lemus scrambles. Okay. 3-point ball game. And our defense decides to die. And Old Dominion gets a touchdown in 6 plays. They're now up by 4. Oh, boy. And we convert the 3rd down. Very good. I'll run it. There we go. Winston gets us the conversion. 3rd and 4. We are down to 1:14, but we have all of our timeouts, which is a good trade. There we go. No. Why are you going to normal? You stupid game. Let's try slants. Oh my God. The AI is just, it's stuck. There we go. 1st and goal to 3. Run it once. He gets it in. Extra point is good. Okay. Up by 3. Old Dominion has all timeouts in 36 seconds, and they get a 16-yard pass to start. Very good. 3rd and 10, and they get a 44-yard bomb to get in field goal range. It is good. I mean, we might as well take the shot. 2 seconds left. We'll never know what happened. Oh, he completed it. 34 yards. Good on you, Aiden. All right, we're going to overtime. Old Dominion starts on offense. We need overtime to beat Old Dominion. We need overtime to beat Old Dominion. There we go. Oh my God, they're doing a DB blitz on 3rd and 13. And it works. 4th and 16. Old Dominion goes for it. They don't get it. In other words, a field goal wins us this game of football. So we're going to run it. We get nothing. Very good. Schwartz fails miserably. Let's see if we can burn him with an outside handoff. Doesn't work. That's what I get. That's what I get for playing for like a mid 30-yard field goal. Betts misses the 39-yarder. Fair enough, sir. And Lemus is picked. Old Dominion gets a touchdown. We lost Old Dominion. I believe I said I would retire, and I just might. I mean, yeah. I think there's two fundamental reasons why we lost that game. One, obviously, Betts missed not one but two field goals. If he makes either of them, this game is over and we have a win. The other reason that we lost is just fundamentally we cannot run the football. Like we can't do it. Um, and it sucks. I mean, how many times do we have like a third and short situation we just can't get it and we have to go for it on a fourth down, hence why we turn it over on downs here. It's 3rd and 5, we can't do it. We had 3 plays, -6 yards. Our opening drive, we finally get a first down on 3rd and 1, but then back-to-back sacks kills that. And then overtime, missed field goal from Betts, and then Lemus throws a pick. I mean, I said I would give Lemus the Middle Tennessee game, and I'm still going to do that. But, I mean, that is horrendous without question. I mean, we already lost one game, so it's not like we were playing for the playoffs. The only way we make the playoffs is if we're undefeated. But, I mean, I think that's the most disappointing performance. New Mexico State just objectively outplayed us and got, a bajillion interceptions. Old Dominion, we should have won. The fact that we didn't is insane. And unfortunately, I must lay most of that at the feet of my kicker and my run game. Do we get Johnny Nix? All right, we get Johnny Nix. So I like Nix. I think the thing that kind of worries me is if the accuracy barely moves. I don't know how good he's going to be as like a true freshman. He doesn't want to be a star or anything. I could always redshirt him, but like the background to this is I don't know if I'm even going to be at Louisiana Tech next year, let alone 2 years from now. So I think Nix will probably, I mean, what are the numbers? 78, 69, 73. 78, 69, 73. I mean, he's slightly worse arm, less accuracy, but better IQ than Lemus. They have the same potential. But, I mean, based on how Lemus has played so far, I think he had a meh appearance against BYU. He did well against Kennesaw State. He did great against Missouri State. Terrible against New Mexico State. And I think he did fine against Old Dominion. The pick obviously sucks. But I don't know if Aiden Lemus is the guy that we want to, block a true freshman QB for. That might come down to the offseason game period and see how he does. But, I mean, Amos has a really good arm. 81 arm strength. We haven't seen that as much, which I think is the frustrating aspect of this. But I think that helps our QB succession plan. I mean, Damon Overton, I don't know. I mean, if Lemus does well against Western Kentucky, or excuse me, against Middle Tennessee, I don't think Overton sees the field again. Which, is rough for the senior who was a backup for the last 2 years. But, right now, we just We're doing terribly offensively, and we need to sort that out. So we're favored by 15 points on the road in Murfreesboro against Middle Tennessee. We are undefeated against them. We have destroyed them past couple years. We elect to receive the ball, which I think is a good call. Let's get this party started. 2nd and 7. Easy completion. I think we're going to run the ball a bit. Jeffrey Winston went backwards. I'm going to run the ball slightly less. 2 straight incompletions. We punt. Stop me if you've heard that before. The AI does big blitzes on 3rd down. It fails both times. They do get the stop, though, and we have the ball back. And again, the underlying thing is it's easy to be like, oh, the running backs suck and the QBs are turnover machines. They are. We also don't really have an offensive line, which makes a lot of this sort of hard to gauge. We get the 4th down conversion, very good. And then we're just sacked anyway, fair enough. Why? Okay, pause. 3rd and 20 from the 2. I understand why the AI does cover 4 quarters there because it's looking at the down and distance. It's saying 3rd and 20. However, from the 2-yard line, I'm blitzing 5 or 6, trying to get my safety. But so be it. There we go. 11-yard pass there. Quite good. So I think number one is I'm going to kick it. He missed. I think number one priority for next year is just hopefully the AI does better with recruiting in the transfer portal with an offensive line. Because if it doesn't, then a lot of this is kind of moot. Speaking of moot, Middle Tennessee gets the touchdown. Lemus 7-16, 58 yards. And they get another big play there, another touchdown. 14-0, folks. And Lemus is picked. Like, this is something for those that have played Football Manager, you'll know there is a sort of behind the scenes, under the hood stat that is essentially a luck statistic. And the luck statistic, it's essentially, think of it like a die roll. And there we go, 3rd and 5 conversion. The die essentially rolls, and I forget what the range is, but it's also based on, how many, chance things will go your way versus you don't, because you need a way to quantify that. There we go. Jeffrey Winston runs in it. I imagine, and I don't know for certain, I imagine this game has something similar because I have noticed a lot. If I'm on a hot streak, I stop playing the game, I play next time, and we're just getting hammered, which is kind of what's happening here as Kai Townsend runs the triple option in for the touchdown. I mean, at this point, if we lose this game, we're not making we're not making Conference USA Championship. I did not check to see if Western Kentucky won their game, but either way, I mean, we might as well just go for it here. 3rd and 7. I mean, you already know, smash corners. There we go. Schwartz gets us to the 10. Giovanni gets us to the 1. Whoops. I lied. I'm going to do a little goal line sneak here. Oh my God. All right, Lemus runs it in. Back to being a 7-point game. Middle Tennessee just has our number today. What's their 3rd down conversion rate? 10 of 15, yeah. They have our defense's number, unfortunately. All right, but they do miss the 32-yard field goal, which is kind of funny. I do wish before the developer had stopped working on this game and transitioned to a pro football version, I do wish a couple quality of life things would have been included. For example, like if a guy misses a 32-yard field goal, Odds are it was blocked. I would like to see that in there. Winston gets the conversion. Thank you. 3rd and 2, I'm going to run it. We get it. Thank you, Skylar. Deep passes are still nerfed. Smash corner. Didn't work. 3rd and 6. Where is Y corner? There it is. There we go. Oscar Green gets his 8. I like how the AI still has it set to normal. I'm too lazy to change it, but it is just kind of funny for me. There we go. We're at the 8. Still at the 8. Sacked to the 13. Well, that's a drive killer. All right, we have one play. We need 13 yards. We're going to do Z shallow cross, send it. And it's a touchdown. Cooper Flynn over the middle. Now, I understand that we just lost the game in overtime, and some people might want to see another overtime game. I have no interest. We're going to go for 2. We're doing hitches. Send it. And we get it. Theodore Schwartz off the hitch route. All right, Middle Tennessee, you have 4 seconds. And it's picked off. We beat Middle Tennessee 22-21, going for 2, settle it on the field, and we do. Very nice drives there in the second half. I mean, every time we touch the ball in the second half, we score a touchdown. Very, very good. 11 plays, 66 yards, 622, 15, 75 yards, 6 minutes, 19 plays, 80 yards, 744. I mean, Lemus didn't do great. 24-41, 200 yards, touchdown, a pick. Had the QB sneak on the ground. I don't know. I think I'm going to go back to Overton, I think, for the Western Kentucky game. Let's see if they won. Because if Western Kentucky won, that means they're undefeated in conference, and that doesn't matter. Simon Houston is hurt. Good Lord. Nope, they lost somewhere along the way. They lost to Liberty. Okay. So this game will decide who goes to the Conference USA title game. So Simon Houston is hurt. Here's the thing, Simon, if I may. Shucks. I never took Xander Cohen off the... Damn it. That's my bad. I never took him off the inactive list. He should have been off it 5, 6, 7. He should have been off it in week 9. Whoops. Okay. Jeffrey Hightower not getting a red shirt is the least of my concerns. All right. So yeah, Xander Cohen's gonna be a starting tight end for this game. There's 5 recruits committed. We don't get Cyrus Hood. We don't get Brady Fleming. We don't get Alexander Steele. We don't get James Hood, and we don't get Cyrus Fry. Good thing I clicked through all of those. Okay. So I think in terms of depth chart, Damon Overton's gonna take QB spot back. I think Lemus. I think I'm just on it. I think he did iffy again. I think he did okay against Old Dominion. Middle Tennessee though wasn't great. Did have the touchdown, but I think we're gonna give Overton the shot to win us this game. We'll see what happens. So right now we're 9-2. We're making a bowl game, so at minimum we're going to play 2 more games of football. So we have 2 more games to force 1 fumble and get the 3rd down conversion rate up to where it should be. Also, shout out to New Mexico State. They've had a very good season. Our division has been pretty solid. How's the East side looking? East is looking a little worse, I would say. FIU only being 6-5 is rough. Yeah, they were 9-4 last season. Not great for them. And they scheduled an FCS team. I lack all manner of respect for that. All right, Western Kentucky is hosting. They're favored by 5. In my first year at Louisiana Tech, they beat us 27-10. Last year, we beat them 27-12. So we'll see what happens here. Western Kentucky defers. Joke's on you. Touchdown. Damn it all, Overton. Marcus Miller drops the curl. Neat. And a pick six. Wait, no, excuse me. I saw the green. I thought it was a pick six. Just an interception, but we get the ball at the 9. I'll take that. Let's see if we can get a big touchdown here. And we do. Connor Flynn over the top. Touchdown. Bulldogs. Western Kentucky, though, is driving with a will, but they're stopped. They make the field goal. But we still have the lead. Overton scrambles. Good run there on the jet sweep. 3rd and 3. I'm going to run it. Winston goes backwards. Settle for a field goal. Hey, an interception. We got the ball back at the 31. And can't do anything with it. And missed the field goal. Fair enough. Oh, Betts. Why do you have to suck? Skyler goes backwards, but we convert on the play action. We don't convert that time, though, we punch. Man, this is a defensive-heavy game. Which I have no problem with. I just like our offense to have a modicum of confidence. There we go. We get the 3rd and 8 in the red zone. 3 straight incompletions means we have to settle for a field goal again. Oh, boy. There we go. Defense gets another stop. I mean, the defense is holding up their end of the bargain. 3 straight incompletions. Overton is 8 of 18. I mean, immense credit must be given to our defense right now. We don't convert the 3rd and 9. 3rd down conversion right now is 3 of 10. We need it to be much higher if we want the donor goal. They miss a field goal again. Listen, I've been there, lads. We get the 3rd and 6. We don't get the 3rd and 11, so it all keeps balancing out as both offenses have just completely ground to a halt here. 3rd and 15. Send it. No dice. Well, this is the quickest game ever. Everything's just 3 and out. 6 plays punt. 8 plays punt. Thank you, Winston. There we go. We get the 3rd and 10. I think if we score a touchdown here, I mean, they're not going to have enough time to counter. There we go. 3rd and 7. Screw it. Chuck it. No dice. All right. 2 touchdowns, and Western Kentucky's back in this. They punt. I imagine the AI does not punt there if the yards are closer, but that is what it is. We get the 3rd and 1. Very nice. We get the 3rd and 5. Very good. Goal line. Go. You useless man. Oh my God, he didn't get that one either. There we go. Pick to end the game. Very good. That's your ball game. We beat Western Kentucky 16-3. All credit to the defense. Just all credit to them. Overton 18-33, 173 yards and a touchdown. Had a little bit of rushing there on the ground, but yeah, I mean, Akins was solid. He had that 10-yard rush in the end, which helps his numbers. But, I mean, defense got 3 picks. They held their QB to worse than 50% completion. Western Kentucky had 0 running game. Like, that is all on the defense right there. Ooh, James Palmer's out for the season. Man, we are the walking wounded, huh? Like, especially on the defense. Like, this is our defensive line right now. We have Robertson with an 84 overall, 76, 96, 66, 65. It's not great. Our trenches are doomed right now. We don't get Curry. Do we get Marks? We got Evan Marks, the JUCO wide receiver, number 1 JUCO wide out in the country, 92 speed, day 1 starter, obviously. All right, we get an A minus D lineman, very good. And we don't get anyone else. That's what I get for flicking through. So we have 6 commits already, which is more than we had last year. So from that perspective, not touching the priority list seems to help that. We are playing Liberty in the conference championship game. Both Brock Murray and Bruno Nichols are back from their respective injuries. So good to have them healthy again. I'm going to make one switch here. Actually, yeah, I'm just going to bump Vincent up 1 and Hoskins down 1. Okay. Oh, a couple more signings. Hey, Estevan McLean, who may honestly play as a true freshman. We'll see how the offseason period looks, but that's a good get. Do we get John Abbott? Yeah, we got the 4-star A potential running back. Let's go. Trey Dawson, we get no lineman. Very good. And we get no one else, including the 4-star safety. All right. Are we how's it look on the rest of the list? So we're behind on everyone else for offensive players. Still have a decent chance, it looks like, at getting Spencer Gregg, the 4-star linebacker. That'd be a nice get. We're up to 9 commits now. All right, so Liberty is who we are facing. They are 10-2, only losses to Delaware, who are 3-9. They're kicking themselves for that one. And then Northwestern, they ran the gambit to finish the season quite strong. Yep, and they have a very good offense, very good defense. They're just all around a good football team. We still need one more forced fumble and to bring our 3rd down conversion rate up a little bit. Just a little bit is needed. Just a smidge, if you will. Good God. We have the 2nd worst pass yards per attempt in the country. We are 2nd to last in 20-plus yard plays, 3rd last in plays of 40 yards. However, our offensive talent right now is also 5th worst in the country, so need I say more? Then again, the defense has bottom 10, and they're here doing this. Lordy. We're number 1 in time of possession. All right, here we go. Liberty, they're favored by 4.5 points. The game takes place in San Antonio, Texas. Last year, we played them in the championship game. We beat them 16-10. And this year continues Liberty streak. They've been in it 3 of the past 4 times. We've been in it the last 2 years. All right. We won the toss and elected to defer. All right. Liberty punts. Good call. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're going to try to run the ball. We're going to get him with a sweep. Hey, we got him with the sweep. Winston got me 10. Very good. Can we get him with the jet sweep? All right, that was being a bit too ambitious. We punt. They have a really good punt return. And got the touchdown. All right, here we go. Really? Thank you, Jeffrey. Hey, and we're sacked not once but twice, and we punt. I really would like to see what this year would have looked like from an offensive standpoint if I had even an average O line. Because I really think we certainly would have lost Old Dominion. Maybe we lose in New Mexico State, maybe we don't, but I would have liked to see it. Liberty scores. They missed the extra point, so it's 13-0 so far as Damon is sacked again. He's already been sacked 3 times in a little over a quarter. Well, we are 1 of 5 on third down, so I don't think we're going to get the third down Darner goal, and Liberty is already up 19-0. They missed another extra point, which is kind of funny. I'm actually going to take 2 clock off. I think we're just going to have to run it and hope for the best here. 3rd and 10, no dice. Kick the field goal. I think if it's closer than 4th and 10, obviously I go for it. And a 58-yard touchdown. But yeah, our defense is too injured. Like, objectively speaking, we just don't have it here. The AI is still on normal, so that's kind of funny. Yeah, we'll punt. Don't let him score again. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah, I think at this point ball game is pretty much over. Yeah, we don't. Thank you, Jeffrey. Sacked again. We'll punch. Well, this is going to get ugly very quickly, especially if Liberty continues to get us off the field very quick. And look at that. 1-yard run, back-to-back incompletions. We are now 3 of 10. Third down. Overton's picked. And hey, we got our fumble. So, very least, we get that Derner goal. Which, genuinely, getting that Derner goal is huge because through scheduling, we lost $3 million by scheduling Old Dominion, who then promptly beat us, which is kind of funny. 3rd and 5, just send it. Nothing doing there, really. All right. They get the field goal. Will we lose by 30 points? I think that is the question we must ask ourselves now in this moment, this dark hour, when we draw swords together and send it. Nah, nothing. Nope, that's that. I mean, that was never a game. I think it's really unfortunate because you allow 32 points in your first out as well. The defense kind of sucks there, but also quietly, our defense is injured as all heck. They also scored 32 points in just under 18 minutes of possession, which is very funny. Yeah, I mean, they stopped Adkins, and if Adkins isn't running well, it doesn't matter what the other running backs are doing. Overton, 18 of 35, 1 pick. I think he was never the answer at QB this year, and I knew that going in, but the AI, I guess, didn't. They didn't prioritize going after any QBs in recruiting or in the transfer portal. And so that's how we get stuck with this. Yep. And it is disappointing because I think if we have a better O line, we have a chance to make this season something special, but no dice. We are in the New Orleans Bowl against Georgia State in New Orleans, obviously. So very good there. No real surprise playoff teams. UCF's in there as the 10 seed. Arizona State is the 12. Remember the Pac-12, the Pac-10 exists in this universe. James Madison's in as the 9. It's kind of fun. No new injuries. Yay. All right, here's the question. Did we get Nicholas Childs? No, he goes to ULM. Losing a guy like that to an in-state rival is just quite painful. Oh boy. Yep, so we have one more game to get our third down conversion rate up by 3%. We'll see how that transpires. Also, remember when I titled the stream Undefeated in Year 3? That was funny. Nothing doing. All right, let's look at the all-conference players. Player of the year is Liberty's QB. Freshman year is a corner from UConn. Defensive player of the year, corner from Missouri State. They went 1-11, by the way. And coach of the year, Sam Houston State's coach for going 7-5. That's fair. First team all conference, Murray on offense. Paul on defense. Last chance. Any wide receivers? Nope. No one on offense made either conference team. That's rough. I will check the freshman lists just on the off chance. Does that say 93 overall? What a stupid thing. Yeah, nothing there. I mean, yeah. Like, I don't blame them. Like, Overton was just terrible, and I benched him for a few games. Lemus wasn't much better. Skyler, I mean, only had 3 touchdowns. I think, honestly, if the splits between him and Winston were a bit more favorable on Atkins' side, maybe he has a chance of making all conference, but he needs more touchdowns. Like, just statement of fact. Giovanni did okay, got a couple touchdowns. Wide receiver room, I mean, let's be honest. Marcus Miller was just barely targeted. I don't really know why, considering how much we threw the football. Um, really happy with Carlos Nelson, who he converted from the tight end room. He did really well. Connor Flynn stepped up huge. Theodore Schwartz is a redshirt freshman, over 300 yards. Oscar Green is a true freshman, had the most catches on the team, 470 yards and a touchdown. So I'm happy with that. Okay, so this is going to be the final game of the episode before we get into, obviously, some of the coaching carousel nonsense. We have Georgia State today. They're in the Sun Belt. They went 8-4. Out of conference-wise, they beat New Mexico, but they lost to Memphis and OSU. Oh, yeah, they had my least favorite bye ever, the Week 13 bye. So they didn't get a bye their whole season. They started the season 7-1, but finished 1-4 and did not make the Sun Belt title game. How's their team looking? Looks like average, above average offense, pretty good run game, but below average defense. 45th in sacks. It's fine. All right. In terms of QB, I think I'm still gonna give Overton the ball. He did not impress me against Western Kentucky or Liberty. And now that I think about it, do I want to give Lemus the ball? You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna give Lemus the ball in the bowl game. Let's see what he can do. We're favored by 2 points. We also essentially have home field advantage. New Orleans Bowl previously, James Madison beat UConn. Georgia State elects to defer. Clearly, you do not know the legend that is about to begin of Aiden Lemus. He threw us 3 straight incompletions, then we punt. And they missed the 18-yard field goal. See, that I feel like was blocked, and therefore, like something should happen. Lemus is sacked. Quit sacking Lemus. We punt. And so does Georgia State. Everyone's punting today. 3rd and 2, I'm going to run it, and if I don't get it, I might honestly go for it. No need to consider that possibility as we do convert there. First quarter ends completely scoreless. Great game here. Theodore Schwartz, 10 yards off the screen. We're in business. There we go. We get the 3rd and 2. Thank you, Giovanni. 2nd and 1. I'm just going to run it. I do not trust our O-line not to sack our QB there, or get them sacked, rather. There we go. Giovanni runs it in for a touchdown. 6-yard run. We missed the extra point because, of course, we do. Pretty nice from Giovanni so far. Our run game's looking good. And an interception from our defense. 2nd and 12. Incomplete and incomplete. Well, defense gets another shot. Our defensive coordinator probably wants to attack me on the sideline on any given Saturday. And to be frank, I understand. Like, I get it, truly. There we go. We convert the 3rd and 4. The AI finally switched to up-tempo. Good for them. But nothing there, and we punt. They punt back, and it's a terrible punt. We have very good field position. We can't do anything with it. We do get a field goal, though, to make it a 9-point game, and that's where it will stay. All right. Georgia State makes the field goal. 6-point game. Incomplete again. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get the 3rd down conversion rate up. Oh, they converted on 4th and 3. A touchdown and an extra point. They take the lead here. But they settle instead for a field goal. There we go. Skyler gets us the conversion. We need a nice long drive here in the 4th quarter, and instead a negative 3-yard run, a 6-yard loss on the sack. We punt again. They punt again. Everyone's just punting. Nobody wants to win this game. It really is sad. We convert on the hitches, though, which is nice. Don't get the slot outs. Oh, the AI did engage 8 on 3rd and 5. Backfired completely. They go for it on 4th down. They get it. 3rd and 6. The AI is sending the house. They sack them out of field goal range. 4th and 13. Interception. A 1st down. We win the ball game. And Skyler goes backwards. I'm going to pass it. Sacked. All right, we punt. 18 seconds. Georgia State has no timeouts. Incomplete. And incomplete. We beat Georgia State 9-6 in what was a terrible offensive game by us. Not disputing that. 3.2 pass yards per attempt. 2.7 yards on the ground. That very well may be the last start Aiden Lemus ever has for Louisiana Tech, and it was not one to remember. Like, Oscar Green and Carlos Nelson were both targeted 7 times. They only had 3 receptions. Marcus Miller was only targeted thrice. That was a depressing game of football. Like, imagine watching that game of football. Like, at that point, when we went up 9-0, it's like, oh, yeah, we're going to win because Georgia State hasn't done anything. But then they have back-to-back drives of field goals. Meanwhile, we punted the whole time. All we did in the second half was punt. 3 and out, punt. 7 plays, punt. 6 plays, punt. 3 and out. And we still won the game. But hey, a bull win is a bull win. Drink to that. We so didn't deserve if our defensive coordinator doesn't get poached, there's no justice in this world. Like truly. Because he really should. Like our defensive ranks, let's talk about it. Third in points per game, first in yards per game, third in opposing pass yards, second in opposing rush yards per game and attempt, 25th in getting turnovers, first, obviously, in time possession plays per game. That's because we eat up all the clock. But opposing first downs per game, number one. Passing first downs, 3. Rushing, 1. Opposing third down conversion rate, number 1 in the country. Very good. We're not the best at limiting, especially the 40-yard plays, but that is what it is. Meanwhile, offensively, I mean, I'll hold my hand up and say that we sucked offensively. I will also look right at the AI and how it recruited the last 2 recruiting cycles and had 2 transfer portals where we brought in, I think, 5 players in total in 2 portals and say, what do you want from me? Like, we lost 7 of our best 8 offensive linemen. We lost 3 of our best 4 wide receivers, 2 of our best 3 running backs, and our star QB. And the AI had no succession plan for any of the positions, really. I am stunned that we were that okay running the ball. Stunned. But we finished 11-3, 8-1 in conference. So worst record overall than last season. Points per game, we were all the way down to 19. Yeah, I think Damon Overton wasn't the answer this season. Didn't play really well. I essentially benched him for what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games this season. Yeah, I think Overton wasn't the answer, which I knew going in, and I also think Hayden Lemus likely not the answer either. Looks like we have 7 guys commit. We do get the 4-star linebacker. That's huge. We don't get anyone else, and I believe, yeah, we're pretty far behind on everyone else. How are we looking in terms of money? 4 million spent, 4.1 million is outstanding, but I mean, if we don't get a lot of these guys, then all that money is going to come back, which is neat. Okay, I'm going to advance through the remaining bowl games and the playoffs. I don't know why I'm even clicking. I know they're not going to commit. All right. Postseason, your national championship game. Alabama against Wisconsin. Like only one competitive game occurred in the first round, and then everyone with a bye won, with exception of Florida State that got upset by Georgia. But then Wisconsin beat Georgia in the semis. Bama beat OSU. Not a single. The only classic game in the playoffs so far was a first rounder, and it was 17-14. That's it. Oh, we get looks like a couple players that the other AI teams just didn't offer scholarships for. That brings our commitments up to 13, which still is stupidly low. It's advanced national championship week. You know what? Give me a Wisconsin upset. Damn it all, they lost by 17. All right, so yearly summary. I think we were dealt like the worst hand. To be clear, we were given a 2 and a 7 offsuit, and somehow had a competent enough offense to win us some games. The head coach opinion goes up by 20, so we're now officially safe. It had gone down for 2 years because of his insane expectation. The head coach's job is extremely safe. We get another big change there. Fan base passion goes from a D plus to a C. And then we get 5 base integrity because of no promises this year. All right, before I do coaching updates, really quick, just looking at sort of the offense as a whole, I think Damon Overton, not great. I still think overall he's probably a better QB than Aiden Lemus. But the fact of the matter is, neither of them were very good. They both had 60% completion, around 5 to 5.5 yards per attempt. I think if we somehow made it to like the national championship game, and I have to pick a QB to put in, it would be Overton. Because Lemus, I think, just unfortunately isn't ready now, which we knew, but Overton was also sucking. Running backs, I think one of the quieter reasons why our offense struggled is Jeffrey Winston got the ball, I think, a bit too much compared to Skylar Atkins. I think hindsight being 2020, one of the changes I should have made, I made the change, but I should have made it earlier to remove Jeffrey Winston as the short yardage back and to give Giovanni more carries than Jeffrey Winston, who I think just is not a good running back. I think Skylar Atkins did really well. 900 yards rushing, 126 in the air. He did have 2 fumbles, which is unfortunate, but I think still pretty good running back in there. Jeffrey Winston, I mean, look, he was our 4th running back last year. He was our 2nd running back this year. I don't think he's very good, but glad he was able to get some run. Wide receiver room, I don't know why Marcus Miller only had 25 receptions. He was targeted 53 times, so he was targeted 57 times. Catch rate's really bad. He only had 1 touchdown also, so that's something that's a little bit annoying. But I'm happy in pretty much everyone else that stepped up. I mean, Connor Flynn had 3 touchdowns, 476 yards. Nelson, 2 touchdowns, 488. Theodore Schwartz, 374 and a touchdown. Oscar Green is a true freshman. Getting almost 500 yards and a touchdown is awesome. Because we're losing Nelson, we're losing Flynn. So we're going to need some guys to step up. Evan Marks obviously immediately becomes probably our 2nd, wide receiver. Estevan McLean might play as a true freshman. We'll see. Tight end room, I mean, not much happened. Simon Houston had 13 catches, 170 and a touchdown. Xander Cohen, 4 catches. A walk-on. Jeffrey Hightower, he had a catch. Just saying. And the O-line was just horrendous. Bruno Nichols allowed 12 sacks. Phillips and Fay allowed 7, as did Julio Hoskins. Emmanuel Vincent, we could have someone here. 11 pancakes, 1 sack allowed. So we could maybe have a future solid O-lineman here, but I mean, it's all depressing. Shout out to Brock Murray. 12 pancakes, 1 sack allowed. Very good. And now let's talk Betts. So Betts has been our punter for 3 years. He was our kicker this year, and he was bad. There's no way around it. He missed 6 medium kicks, 2 extra points. I could make the genuine argument we win. Yeah, I mean, we objectively, we win the Old Dominion game if he makes I think it was 39-yard field goal. We win. And our record looks a lot better, as does our overall resume. But he missed. He missed a field goal in Middle Tennessee, which was a 1-point victory. He missed a field goal against Western Kentucky, which that was coming down the wire to the end. He just wasn't that great, which is a shame. We get 2 points to upgrade. We're going to max out on offense, and I'm going to put a point in recruiting. I get a new skill badge. So I gave everyone plus 10 ball security last time. I think either Durability might be worth it. Skill player, miracle worker, I like. I'm a little. This is just kind of a me thing. I'm a little hesitant to take something that like messes with injuries so much. Like if it was less chance to sustain an injury, sure, but like all injuries being shortened by 2 weeks, it's like kind of crazy. Like 20% less chance to sustain an injury, I like that more. I think I'll do that. Just work on everyone's health. Our defensive coordinator, Maxwell Clay, he got 2 level boosts. If no one poaches him, this game is broken. The man is at a top 3 defense for the past couple of years. But let's see. Coach Carousel. Everyone get ready. Our contract will not be negotiated. We signed a 2-year contract extension last offseason. No negotiation. Okay. Anyone want us? Looks like teams do. Let's read. Louisiana Tech. Let's keep the momentum going and bring even more success. What? Okay. Let's get the obvious thing out of the way. There is no universe where Alabama takes a look at me at Louisiana Tech and says to themselves, "You know what? Let's do it." No, 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 no. That's unrealistic, a bit silly. I don't think we do. It looks like that's because Alfonso Lee, their head coach, is also an air raid guy. I'm not doing that. That's one, that's unrealistic. Two, we were the head coach at Bama to end the previous save I did. We're not doing that. We have been offered a head coaching job. It is Kennesaw State, so we'd stay in Conference USA. However, this is objectively a worse job, and I would rather move up in the offensive coordinator world than I would move down to a worse head coaching gig. So that brings me to the other offers. I think everything from Georgia Southern down is a worse opportunity. So that brings me to UCLA, Baylor, or North Carolina State. NC State so far in the save 7-6, 8-5, 3-9 bad season. Fournette, yeah, they've had a couple bad seasons. See how their school look. Good God, they have walk-ons as kickers. So they have a QB for next year, Charles Arthur, who has a cannon. However, he also threw 21 interceptions last year. Had the same completion percentage as our guys. Ooh, they have a really good running back here, it looks like. Braden Thornton can catch the ball a bit as well, though they didn't in this offense. Luciano looks okay. Wide receiver room, I mean, yeah. Ricketson's graduating. Ali's graduating. Hampton's graduating. Starks is great. Joseph is great. Britton's really good also. Looks like a really good wide receiver room. Tight end doesn't really matter. We'll be good tight end next year. O-line, though, this is huge. Senior. I mean, the O-line remained great. Like, you got Jamari Lilly up top. Stephen Hargrave looks good, but his blocking numbers are bad. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about NC State. I think I'll take them off the list. So that leaves UCLA and Baylor. So Baylor, in early access, the joke was that Baylor was the greatest team ever because I believe the developers from Baylor, and they were always amazing in early access. Looks like this save though, they haven't been great. They lost the bowl game previous year, didn't even make it this year. Only won one Big 12 game, which is tough. QB, oh my God, they have a kid. Redshirt freshman QB. I mean, that is tempting. 5-star Lawrence Kirk, 94 cannon. They got a good second QB also. They have a really good QB room. A really good QB room. Let's look at running backs. Blake Emerson is solid. Jake Arrington's solid. He's gone. You are a wide receiver. And running back room is okay. Wide receiver room, oh, it was great this year. Lonzo Shepard's good. Grace is solid. Lincoln. Wide receiver room isn't great. Tight end I don't care about, but they're really solid at tight end. I would probably. He might be too big to move to wide receiver, though. O line? Ooh, yep. I mean, there's your O line. You got a really good, high potential freshman. Top three guys are all staying. Baylor looks good. Good kicker. They just redshirted this guy also. Baylor looks good. I think definitely Baylor over NC State. Let's look at UCLA. So far in the save, they made a bowl game every year. They just won their first one this year. Credit to them. QB. Okay, they got Sean Patton for one more year. They also got a young guy, Jaden Foster, who's 2 years behind. He looks solid as well. Running back room, they're losing Crowder and Coates. They got Joseph Scales, who looks really good. Did not have a great season, though, for them. Holden William, who might transfer. Looks okay. Oh, I like this guy. Timothy Dunlap. Yep. There's your future running back secured if he hits a good offseason gain. Wide receiver, they're losing their top two, including an All-American. Good for you. Belcher's good. Clayton's good. They have good catching. I lied. They really don't. They don't have a good speed guy either. Zane Thompson, the true freshman, down there, but he can't really catch. They have a young tight end, Micah Jennings. He's more of a blocking guy. He's an O-lineman. Yeah, Jennings I would move to O-line. Speaking of which, they lose their top two. Barrett's good. Stevenson's solid. Kamal is good. Kind of falls off a little bit after that, but moving Micah Jennings to O-line would help. UCLA and Baylor, I think, are both good schools. I can't see the incoming commits, which that doesn't help. But I think either job is good. Let me just look at the offers. So UCLA is offering me 2 years and threes. Baylor 2 years and fours. I think the other aspect of this is Baylor has a better chance of winning the Big 12 than UCLA does at the Big 10. So if that matters, I think I should go that direction. Defensively, though, Baylor was very poor last year, like bottom five in a couple categories. They had an okay rushing defense, still wasn't great. UCLA had a much better defense. Are they losing a lot of their defensive guys? D line? They're losing two of the top three. Linebacker, losing three of their four. They don't have great succession there. Corner, they're losing their top guy. Safety, losing their number two. I like both options. What annoys me, I wish, because the problem with Foster, with the problem with the UCLA QB room is objectively Sean Payton is better. Or Patton, excuse me. So Sean Patton plays 1 year. That means Jaden Foster is a backup his sophomore year. I get 2 years out of him, which I think is okay. I think the problem with UCLA is their offensive line isn't as great. Moving Micah Jennings to O-line helps that, I think. But the other issue is I have no clue what the uncommitted recruits look like. I think I'm going to go UCLA. I think Baylor has a better chance of winning long term in the Big 12, but I think UCLA is a better job now. However, the AD opinion of the head coach is at 26. What's it at Baylor? Oh, they just fired. They just hired him. He's a new. Oh, so Baylor, I'd be joining with the new head coach. UCLA, I'm joining a head coach who, if he doesn't succeed, he gets fired. That actually does change a lot. Actually, that changes all of it. I'm going to go to Baylor. We're going to do a 4-year double lock for 2 years. So I know I'm at Baylor for 2 years. Let's do it. And they get DeAndre Hendricks from Georgia Southern to be the defensive coordinator. Okay. Let's rock. We get Reuben John, previously the OC at Bama, becomes the head coach. I am the new offensive coordinator for Baylor. Very good. Who replaced me? Oh, they got a new DC. Okay, hold on. We have things to figure out now then. So Louisiana Tech, where'd he go? IU defensive coordinator. So Clay takes the jump to the Big Ten. Very good. I moved to Baylor. It doesn't say anything about the Louisiana Tech head coach. So I think he's still there. Unless he retired. He did not. He did not. So the Louisiana Tech head coach loses both his coordinators but keeps the job. Neat. All right, we're at Baylor now. Players leaving. I have no context for any of this, obviously, so I'm not going to run it through. Looks like they're losing 13 players, which isn't too terrible. Right now, they're 66 in offensive talent, 64 in defense, both in 80. No one's going for the draft, which is good. Okay, transferring players. This advance always takes a hot second. Six players want to transfer. Oh, okay, hold on. Actually, see, he wants playing time, and he's not going to get it. Like Lawrence Kirk, or do I flip him? Like the arm strength of 70 is grim. I think with Baylor, I'd like to see if Lawrence Kirk is the answer. So I'm honestly okay with letting Orlando transfer. I'm okay with that. Trent Joyner looks like he'd be okay as a backup. I got some young guys back there. I think we're going to let him transfer. I'm cool with that. We have 11 running backs. I am going to make some cuts, but let me do transfers first. Grace wants to leave. Grace, I'm going to be honest, buddy. Win at least 6 games. Done. I mean, if we don't do that, head coach is probably we're on the hot seat already. But yeah, definitely want to keep him. Wide receiver room isn't great potential wise down below. What else? 2 linemen. 7 games done. 5 games done. Easy. Okay, let's make some cuts here because we're at 79 now. I think I'm gonna cut both Orlandos because I don't need a QB room this big. So he's gone. Running backs, we have 11. Let's do some work. Hoffman gone. O'Neal gone. Um, Duran's not very athletic. Yeah, gone. That brings me down to what, 8? These two red shirt. He just red shirted. I'm not going to cut the redshirt freshman. Do I cut Braxton Barrett? Right now, let's say no. Wide receivers, Nicholson gone. And I don't know if I want to get rid of Elliot Paul, to be honest. Like, he's got 89 speed already. I think we keep him. Tight ends, we got 5. Honestly, the one I cut would be the one they just recruited. And Henry Bowie, I'm moved. Oh no, that was UCLA. If I got UCLA, ooh, Holloway can be an O lineman. Yeah, Holloway is an O lineman. Harris sucks, so I can't cut any of them. O line, goodbye. I need to look at your numbers. Yeah, they're bad. He just redshirted, but also like, I'll keep him. So I've cut 6. How many kickers we got? 4. Fuck off. That's our kicker. That's our kicker. The first future. I'm losing 2 integrity by cutting both the kickers. But like, we don't need them. Like, kickers never get injured, and Christian is our kicker next year. Rory Lane might be our punter, depending on how his accuracy goes. So those are my cuts. We're cutting. Do I cut Braxton Barrett? I don't think I want to. But he is 53. No, he is 53 balls. Like, and I don't really want to move him to wide receiver because we have a better room there. So honestly, yeah, I'm gonna cut him. I'm gonna cut him, and that's gonna open up 15 scholarship spots. I can see the uncommitted recruits 0. Okay, that does actually kind of change the calculus now. Because I doubt we're going to bring in 15 transfers. So, I mean, we don't run the ball. I mean, Barrett, like, hit wide receiver. Like, do I really think, assuming these guys red shirt, he'd be our 8th wide receiver? Sure. Sure. You know, begrudgingly. Begrudgingly. So, Barrett, I'm moving from running back to wide receiver. Tight ends. I mean, I only need one catching tight end, and that's Henry Bowie. So I think Chase Holloway, I'm going to move from tight end offensive lineman. Those are my moves. So I'm going to lose 2 integrity by cutting essentially the 2 kickers. But I think that's good. I think it cleans the running back room out quite a bit. Our QB room, I think, allows more playing time for like some of the younger guys like Adonis Bean, Trent Joyer could get involved. He's also not a terrible running back either, which is kind of funny. So yeah, that's the moves. We're going to lose 2 integrity, but that's okay. We're going to get a lot back if we win 7 games. If we don't, we're doomed. One player drafted, out of Baylor, the wide receiver. Anyone drafted out of Louisiana Tech? Nope. That's rough. Ring of Honor inductees, nothing. All right. Let us advance to the transfer portal, and that is where I shall end here. Very interested to see how this goes. I mean, we spent 3 years at Louisiana Tech, which I think is fair. I think the offense, without question, regressed this past season, but we still had a really good record, won a bowl game. And now we are at Baylor, and we're trying to rebuild. This is a rebuild. UCLA, it was win now or else you were fired. Baylor, we're rebuilding the program. We are trying to get the offense to look competent. We got right now, Lawrence Kirk, he's going to be a redshirt sophomore next season. He's the QB. So we're going to see how he can play. And I am very excited to go down this little road as we are off to our third team in 5 years. So thank you all for watching as I sort of make my way through this series here. I will see you all next